All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good news stuff for you today. And my voice is kind of dying from Sotko Fest because I've been live every single day. But I wanted to make a quick video for you guys. I've been lacking on it a little bit, but I've been pretty busy lately. So the first two articles I have for you are a little bit old, from like December 2nd and 1st. But they are still pretty interesting. The first one is Intel awarded a patent for the energy efficient mining process of Bitcoin. Now, this was talked about a while ago that they were trying to get a patent and for Bitcoin mining, and it just now sort of went through. So they were granted that patent, and the world's second largest semiconductor chip maker, Intel, was granted a patent for processing system that mines Bitcoin but utilizes more energy-efficient hardware accelerators. So according to the patent called Optimized SHA-256 Data Path, really great name, the newly invented high-performance Bitcoin mining process could reduce overall power consumption by 15%. So the Intel Corporation, headquartered in Santa Clara, California, is well known for being a competitive chipset manufacturer, and last Tuesday the company was granted a patent by the United States Patent which describes a specialized processing system for mining SHA-256 algorithm. So the corporation has invented a more efficient SHA-256 mining process. The process is optimized by using SHA-256 data paths. So the invention claims to be a more efficient mining processor with hardware accelerators that can narrow overall power consumption compared to today's application-specific integrated circuit machines, or ASICs. So the patent description is 29 pages long. It contains figures which illustrate the processing system. The invention could compromise various things like chipset or a portion of a chipset. Embodiments of the present disclosure include energy-efficient ASIC-based SHA engines that consume less power for Bitcoin mining operations. So maybe one day Intel is going to make motherboards or processors or chipsets in some way in their hardware that will process Bitcoin a lot faster, that will mine it a lot faster. However, I doubt that it's going to be like faster than ASIC machines, but more efficient than ASIC machines, because I doubt that you could put that much energy through the system, because it's only 15% more efficient. So it's probably just minor Bitcoin mining in a sense, but just more efficient. So that's a good thing. Maybe in the future we'll have more and more efficient methods so that we don't have to keep making ASICs that take like 2,000 watts of power just to mine Bitcoin, which is a little outrageous. So moving on, Satoshi Nakamoto breaks silence on the P2P Foundation. So Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin and by extension the father of cryptocurrencies, has reappeared after a 4-year silence to utter only one single word, nor. The update appeared on his peer-to-peer foundation page, where he famously distributed the white paper that gave birth to the concept of trustless distributed ledger systems. Before that, his only activity was an affirmation on March 7th, 2014, that he is not Dorian Prentice Satoshi Nakamoto, a Japanese-American man from California who lived only a few blocks from Hal Finney and was identified by Newsweek journalist Leah Goodman. Because a hacker claimed to have access to Satoshi Nakamoto's email addresses a few months after the discussion, it's impossible to verify whether or not the man himself made the 2014 affirmation. Attempts by CryptoVest to reach his email address failed because it is no longer on GMX's servers. So all in all, there's no evidence that those who had access to Nakamoto's email have used his peer-to-peer foundation profile at any point. Aside from his update, he also added Wagner Tamanaha, an active supporter of blockchain-powered social networking site Steemit, as a friend. So in the Arabic language, the word Noor means light. The word is also found in Urdu and many Latinized variants, including Nur, Nor, Nur. So what Satoshi meant by this is anyone's guess, but the timing of his update, perhaps the most interesting aspect. Nakamoto's revival, after all, came about 2 weeks into a harsh bear market. And although this still could be someone who had access to Nakamoto's email at one point, it doesn't answer the question of why this is happening now, as opposed to any other time in the last 4 years. And so why wait until a year when Bitcoin seems to be losing its legs? And the only thing that people could do now is wait until an answer comes out. of the ether. And even then, it's going to be hard for Nakamoto to prove that it's really him posting these messages. So interesting that Satoshi Nakamoto said something on a forum, but somebody could have hacked his post just the same. And again, if somebody really wants to prove that they're Satoshi Nakamoto, and that they are, they could just sign some of the original Bitcoin wallets. Boom, easy. So the last one is actually pretty serious. The G20 country leaders call for international cryptocurrency taxation. So the G20 countries have called for the taxation of cryptocurrency as well as its regulation to combat money laundering. So according to GG.com, I don't know, I never heard of it either, the final text of a document jointly delivered by G20 leaders calls for a taxation system for cross-border electronic payment services. And the article specifies that under current laws, foreign companies that do not have a factory or other base in Japan cannot be taxed by the local government. The publication then cites that G20 leaders seek to build a taxation system for cross-border electronic services. The member states that gathered this weekend in Buenos Aires, Argentina, are reportedly at work on a system that will consider the issue during 2019, when Japan will be the president of the summit. And a final version of regulations, after considering proposals from each member state, is reportedly expected to be in place by 2020. As Cointelegraph reported in October, the CEO of the company behind the cryptocurrency investment app Circle had been called for normalization at the G20 level. So in July, France's finance minister Bruno Le Maire also called on the G20 to have a public debate about cryptocurrencies at this weekend's summit. And Le Maire said that the leaders will have a discussion altogether on the question of Bitcoin, and since there is evidently risk of speculation, he then concluded that France needs to examine this with other G20 members on how to regulate Bitcoin. So maybe by 2020, we'll have a world taxation of cryptocurrency, because countries are really starting to take a look at cryptocurrency. People didn't care about it. It seems like governments didn't care about it. Wales didn't seem to care about it till it hit 12,000, 15,000, 20,000. Now, they're looking to get their tax money. But moving on to CoinMarketCap, $126 billion market cap. Bitcoin now sunk below 4,000 once again. And Ethereum is on its way back down under 100. It's at 108 now. But Bitcoin dominant, still 53%. So moving less than the alts, as usual lately. But I hope you guys enjoyed this short episode, and I will see you guys next time.